We're back with 4 awesome discoveries you probably didn't hear about this week.
Crazy about kudzu? Ecstatic about English ivy? Well, they could be a bummer for birds. Non-native plants are extremely poor at supporting insects. A new study says that yards dominated by non-native plants have fewer arthropods, like caterpillars and spiders. That spells bad news for birds like the Carolina chickadee, that depend on this food for their young. But don't mourn your morning glory just yet. Plant your yard with more than 70% native plants, and insects and birds should thrive.
Engineers have modeled how the neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and Lou Gehrig's, or ALS, spread through the brain, often stealthily over decades. Combining data from diseased brains and mathematical modeling, the researchers were able to simulate how clumps of defective proteins spread in a process that can take up to 30 years. The team foresees a day in the future when they'll be able to calibrate their models to make accurate patient-specific predictions.
Turns out freshwater mussel shells are like tree rings. The layers let you count back the seasons and years and document contaminants in the water during specific times. A new study found that elevated levels of strontium, an element associated with fracking and conventional oil and gas development, accumulated in mussel shells downstream from fracking wastewater disposal sites even after the wastewater was no longer being released. Now the team wants to see what other pollutants mussel shells record. They could be onto a new environmental engineering tool for health and safety.
You've heard of gene sequencing, and now there's a breakthrough in protein sequencing, identifying the series of amino acids in individual proteins. With their new method called single-molecule fluorosequencing, researchers can now sequence millions of individual protein molecules simultaneously in a single sample. This advance could have a major impact on biomedical research, making it possible to study diseases such as cancer in a whole new way, and providing earlier, more accurate diagnoses for patients.
And there you go. See you next time with 4 more awesome discoveries with funding from NSF.